definitely. How do you mentally get past that? You know,
I mean, it's tough. I'm sure you had those games where you felt like you either missed a game winner that you knew that you should have made or a free throw. So it's tough to swallow that pill. I stayed up all night, thinking about that first game when it happened and didn't get no sleep and things like that. But to take my mind off of it, I have a 2-year-old son that, I kind of go play with him. So I took him to Chuck E. Cheese just to take my mind off the game, just to get away from basketball, spend some quality time with my family, things like that. Just seeing my daughter and my son laugh and, they don't know about basketball, so it kind of takes me away from all that stuff.
Nice. That's good. What going into game 4, what helps give you confidence? Just mentally preparing, going against these guys.
I mean, knowing that we had 2 games that we should have won, that's more than enough. We gave up 2 games, and knowing that we were there, we still have confidence that we can win. In history, it's never been done so far. Come back down 3-0 to win a series. So, it's always history is made to be broken, and we have a good opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Well, LeBron. Let's talk about LeBron. LeBron has been phenomenal all season. What have you taken away from him, and just his approach about everything?
I mean, that's so much. Just from my couple months of being here, the way he prepares, the way he breaks down, dissects games, and the way he takes care of his body is something phenomenal. For year 15 for him and playing the amount of minutes and games and points and all the achievements on top of USA basketball, not ever having them breaks where you see for him to be in year 15 and it feels like he's getting better every year. It's been fun to watch and fun to be a part of so far.
Yeah, so you playing with him and he does a lot of great passing. Have you ever seen a pass or caught a pass that was like, oh, I didn't know he was going to throw that, or what was that like?
Well, one of my favorite that I've seen so far since I've been here, we were playing the Lakers, I believe. It's one of the top passes of the NBA this year. And, he looked at somebody, he palmed it, looked at somebody and threw a bullet like this. And I've never seen, I tried it in practice to try to palm it and then throw a bullet with just the wrist. And it's almost impossible. I felt like I was going to break my wrist, but just the strength he has to palm it and look one way and snap it with just a wrist fling, to be on point, on target with speed behind it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Talk about your first basketball court experience.
Oh man, the play school. My son actually has one now. But. The old play school courts, you put the little water in the bottom, has a little white backboard, blue rim, or orange rim. I had one of those, and
Fisher Price?
Fisher Price.
Yeah.
And day one, I was dunking it because, they had the breakaway rim at the time.
Yeah.
They don't do them anymore, but they had the one that breaks down, and I used to dunk it so much the first day, I broke it the second day, and that was my very first court. I remember like the back of my hand.
Yeah. That's dope. I remember those too. I used to break them all the time, just all that anger.
Every time you're mad, you just go take all your anger out on it.
Yeah. So you just graduated. Congrats
Definitely
on that.
Thank
Congrats. Talk about how you maintain being in the league right now, competing at a high level and graduating.
I mean, it was tough. I was in Sacramento at the beginning of the year, so the goals that we were playing for were totally different than what we were playing for here. I knew that there's going to be times where I'm playing one game, off 2 games, things like that, what the GM and stuff told us. They wanted to develop the young guys and all that stuff. So as a veteran, they told us that we're going to play 1, you may sit 2, you might play 2, sit 3, depending on that. So I was like, if I'm sitting out all these games, what better I can do with my time is to, work out, but also, I had 12 credit hours that I needed to finish, 15 credit hours that I need to finish. I'm like, I might as well, while it's extra time I have on my hands, go back to school. Took the online classes, not knowing I'm going to get traded here with this busy schedule. We were playing for the last 2 months every other day to the end of the year. So to do all that and still have to do my assignments and tests, all my off days, I tried to cram as much, papers I could and tests I could to get it done. And, the good part is some of my teachers let me do, the work ahead of time, knowing that, I had a busy schedule. And, I got it all done in the beginning of May, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to walk, and we ended up, winning the series, and Coach gave me an opportunity to go home before the Boston series to graduate. So It was hard, but it was a great accomplishment.
Yeah, you motivate me, bro. I'm gonna get my degree.
Go, man.
Hey,
It's a great accomplishment, man. At the end of the day, you know, this basketball stuff is temporarily. You know, as a man, if you have kids, you know, I felt like I have a son or a daughter right now, and I can't preach, you know, how important education is if I didn't finish my education. So I have an AU organization that I preach, you know, education is big too, and I felt like I would be contradicting myself, saying, hey, you guys need to go to school, you guys need to do this.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I didn't even finish school. So that kind of put the cherry on top, so now I can, you know, yell at them more about bad grades.
Chest
you know,
out.
like, they see me as a basketball player, but at the end of the day, they see you as a human, and you go back to school. They show them that, man, he's in the NBA, but he finished school. That's dope. School is important.
Yep. On a game day, what's one thing you do all the time before leaving the house?
Kiss my babies, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you never know. My grandma and them always say you never say see you later. I mean, goodbye. You always say see you later. So I kiss my fiance and my kids, and I always say see you later because tomorrow's never promised. So you never know what can happen.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's love right there. Outside of basketball, what are your hobbies? What you love to do?
I'm open, man. Like, it's weird. You know, I'm not a basketball fan. I just love the competitive side of the game. You know, I don't watch the history of it. You know, I don't watch the NBA games on TV. I was never into that. You know, I love the competitive nature of basketball, what it brings, the competitive drive. But other than that, you know, I like to fish. I'm a big fisherman outdoors. I love to hunt. I love shooting guns. I'm big into shooting guns and hunting and fishing. That's what I do. I have a ranch, so I buy animals, African exotic animals, and I go in the summertime. I'm feeding my animals and, you know, trying to get my ranch right for when I'm done with basketball. I can go out there and live.
Yeah. What's the best gun you shot?
The best gun? I don't know. I have a lot. You know, the 50 cal rifle is crazy.
I was just gonna say I shot that.
I have the American Sniper, the Lapua 338. That I really like. I have this 1911 45 double barrel pistol. If you watch Mission Impossible, or 007, I think it was 007 Mission Impossible. They used it in that movie, but it's a 45 caliber, but it has one trigger, but it has 2 bullets that comes out side by side. Wow. So that's probably like one of my favorite, just because of the creation of it. You know, you see 2 bullets side by side coming out of one pistol. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's dope. What is your favorite food?
Favorite food? I don't know. I'm a Southern guy, so, you know, I love soul food. You know, you give me fried pork chops, macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes. That Thanksgiving dinner is probably my best.
Yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Love some soul food, man. What is most embarrassing song you know all the words to?
Man. This is live?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know.
Can we get a little bit of the hook or the chorus?
It's not really embarrassing. I grew up in the city of Indianapolis, a rough neighborhood, so everyone thinks like it's all hip hop for me, but it's not. Like, I like country music, I like R&B. I probably know every one of Chris Brown's songs just because I was always a big fan of Chris Brown, but I'm a big fan of Dustin Lynch and Luke Bryan because they're my friends, Thomas Rhett. So probably my most embarrassing song was Beer with Jesus by Thomas Rhett. You know, it was one of the first country songs I ever learned, and I used to sing it in the locker room every day, and I used to have my headphones on, so sometimes I didn't know that I was singing loud.
Right.
And then one day I'm singing, and all my teammates was looking at me like, what the heck are you singing? So they made me do it for karaoke one day.
Dope, man. I appreciate you, man.
Thank
Appreciate talking to you.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah, definitely, man.